Hello everyone, I'm Em. Welcome back to TechBlock. Today we're going to be doing TechBlock Vlog Episode 5. I do this once every single month. Today I'm going to be covering quite a few topics as well as answering a few of the comments that I get quite often. One of them being, Em, what do you do for a living? What is your job? So I'll be getting to that in just a moment, but before we do any of that, I do want to cover quite a few topics. One of them being the next episode of Setup Block. I posted a poll on YouTube and I'll show you this right now. So I asked you guys, what would you like to see? I posted, what would you like for the next episode of Setup Block? And 1,200 of you voted in this poll. 59% of you said Corsair gaming setups and 41% of you said no theme. So what I'm going to be doing for this month, October 1st, when the next setup episode goes live, we'll be doing just exclusively Corsair gaming setups. And the reason there was only 2 options to vote in the poll is that the majority of the setups that get submitted to me are just Corsair. Everything in their setup is Corsair. So it kind of makes sense for me to just do a full Corsair episode showcasing the best Corsair gaming setups that have got submitted to me, I guess. So stay tuned for that episode to come out October 1st. And I think for next month, I'll post a poll either on YouTube or on Twitter or on Instagram asking you guys what would you like to see in the next episode of Setup Block. Also, the channel has just passed 22,000 subscribers. I posted this on Instagram last night on my story. When we were 4 subscribers away, I think, from 22,000. And I don't think I ever made a dedicated video or I even mentioned when we hit 20,000 subs. I don't know what really happened, but I mean, the channel's been growing pretty quickly lately. It's crazy. Thank you everyone who's new to the channel. And because a lot of people are new to the channel, they don't really know much about me. And I do often get a question asking, Em, what do you do for a living? What is your job? So I am going to be answering that in this video, as I get that question so often now. I guess a lot of people are quite new to my channel. They look at me, they look at my setup, they're like, how did this kid afford all this stuff, dude? This makes no sense. What do you do for a living? So my only job at the moment is YouTube. And hopefully it stays that way as long as everyone keeps watching these videos. It has been crazy, the fact that I'm even in this position right now, as I'm only 19 years old, and the fact that I'm able to do YouTube, I guess, as my full-time job instead of working normal jobs is insane. And I'd like to thank you all so much for watching these videos, for supporting the channel over the past couple months, if not even years, because I have been making videos on YouTube for freaking years. I'd advise you to not look back at my previous content, as you'd probably cringe, but a lot of the videos that I started off with were just Minecraft tutorials. But over the past year, I've transitioned into technology, as I've always been interested in technology and gaming setups and just, RGB. So I've been watching loads of YouTubers over the years, like Random Frank P, Linus Tech Tips, Bitwit, Jay's 2 Cents. I watch so many technology YouTubers out there, MKBHD, all those guys. And over the past year or so, I guess I became a tech channel as well. It's been crazy, the channel's grown so well, and thankfully I do this full time now. All thanks to all of you watching these videos and supporting me, I guess. So thank you all so much. The channel passed 22,000 subscribers as well, which is insane. We just got another sub as well. So genuinely, thank you all so much. So getting back to the jobs topic and what I was doing before I was doing YouTube full time, I guess, is back in last year, pretty much the exact same time frame, October, September time, I worked at an Amazon warehouse for a good few months. I worked there full time for a while until the college term started. Then I transitioned into part-time employment. But I did work at an Amazon warehouse in Peterborough. That was a lot of fun. I basically just walked around. I pulled pallets all day. I picked up pallets. The entire job was basically just a long cardio session in my eyes. It was a lot of fun. A very tiring job some days, especially if you have to pick up so many pallets and stuff. But you get used to it. It was a lot of fun. And the pay was alright. And during my time working there, I did make some crazy improvements to my setup, as I was making a decent amount of money there. So I picked up a freaking RGB soundbar that's been in my setup. I think I bought my 3rd monitor then. I bought a bunch of stuff and it was just crazy. So I worked there whilst also being employed as a pizza chef at the same time. So during the entire summer holiday of last year, I was working every single day for over a month. It was awesome. So I worked at the Amazon warehouse for a while. I left. And then I just went back to my takeaway shop where I made pizzas all day. So some of you may already know in my previous Q&A videos where I've answered this question in the past. But I did work as a pizza chef for over a year. I made pizzas at a takeaway shop. I got free pizza. I could eat as much pizza as I want because, I made the pizzas, it was awesome. But I worked there for over a year. And this year in May, I left them as I found a different job where the pay was slightly better. and I left the takeaway shop. I went to this new job. I worked there for a total of 2 days. I think I worked on like a Thursday and a Friday, and I quit there as well. Yeah, so ever since then, YouTube has been my full-time job, I guess. I transitioned from like normal employment really into YouTube, which was crazy. Like, luckily I was able to leave both of those jobs and not die of like starvation. I was still able to buy food, I was still able to pay the bills and stuff thanks to YouTube and all of you watching these videos. So genuinely, thank you so much for the support on the channel over these past like couple months. It has been crazy. The channel lately has been doing the best it ever has been, and to be honest, I've been having the most fun I ever have been making these videos and stuff. Like, this 4K overhead monitor is mounted on like a monitor arm, and that monitor arm is mounted onto the monitor arm holding these 3 monitors, which is mounted onto my table. So any moment now, this entire desk could just snap in half probably, because this is IKEA Linmod, and I'm worried that if I like move the desk a little too much, or there's like sudden movement, it'll just snap in half and my whole setup will break and it might kill me. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But I have been having a lot of fun making like DIY type videos lately, I guess. Like, we ripped out the smart hub out of the NZXT case, and we ripped out the freaking LED strip that was screwed into the case, and we put it to use in this case, which is not NZXT at all. So that was a lot of fun, and I really want to do like more DIY projects and stuff on the channel because they're just funny to do, and you kind of don't know if it's going to work. Also, next month, because my PC is still having some horrific problems with booting up, I'm gonna buy like a power supply tester, maybe some more like testing equipment, and I'm gonna make a full video, I think, trying to diagnose what on earth is wrong with my PC. And for those that aren't familiar and have no clue what is wrong with my PC, well, what happens is whenever I try to boot the PC up, it power cycles unless I unplug every single USB device from the back of my motherboard. But if I plug in USB devices into my PCIe like USB extension card that's just plugged into my motherboard, all those USB devices are fine. They don't affect the PC booting up at all. But if I plug in any USB device into the back of my motherboard and try to boot up, my PC will just power cycle. Like, it turns on and then immediately turns off, unless I unplug every USB device. It is the strangest bug. Like, there's nothing wrong with the PC. Like, after it boots up, there's nothing wrong with it. I can plug the USB devices back in the moment it starts up, and there's no problem. But I don't know if it's like a power supply problem, I don't know if it's my motherboard problem, or my RAM. It could be anything. I don't freaking know. But I did read quite a few forum posts yesterday, like reading up about it. Like, some people experienced like a similar problem, but in the end it wasn't even to do with like the USB devices. It ended up being with like a display port on your graphics card, which I don't think that's the case with mine. The only way the PC boots up is if I unplug the USB devices from my actual motherboard, like the ones on the back of the motherboard. It's the strangest bug, but I do want to do an actual troubleshooting video, because that'll be fun to make, and I've diagnosed quite a few problems with this PC before. I fixed it every time, but this one I've not been able to diagnose or fix, because, I mean, there's a workaround, but it's just annoying. Like, every single time I want to boot the PC up, I have to like go over to the back of it, unplug all the USB devices, power it up, and then plug them all back in every single morning. And I've tried to just leave the PC on overnight, like put it to sleep, and then, you know, when I wake up, I'll just wake it up. But when I went to wake up the PC next morning, this same problem happened again. It just refused to even boot up, because I guess it fell asleep for so long, it like shut down or like hibernated. So yeah, the same problem happened again, and I had to unplug all the USB devices. Also, before I end the video, I do want to mention one thing about my tripod, and the reason why I've been recording this whole video like holding the camera with my hand is that every single time I'm about to record a video, I seem to somehow lose the like little part that attaches to my tripod and then screws into the bottom of my camera. That piece just goes missing almost on a daily basis. Every time I'm about to record a video, I'm like, right, I want to use my tripod. Like, where's that little piece that I screw into the bottom of my camera and mount on my tripod? But every single time I've lost it in the past, I found it within like, 5-10 minutes of searching for it. Today, I searched for maybe 10-15 minutes. I looked underneath my bed, I looked in every drawer on the floor, I looked freaking everywhere. I could not find it. So I think I'm gonna have to buy a new tripod, or just like another little piece that attaches onto the tripod and my camera, because I can't use the tripod anymore. Like, I've lost that piece, I don't know where it's gone. Like, it's just annoying. So before recording this video, I was just like wandering around my room like, where have I put this again? Because I lose it all the time. It's like this tiny little piece. Also, one final announcement before we end this video. Next month in October, I'm going to be doing a full Q&A video. So if you have any questions for me, leave them down below in the comment section with the hashtag TechBlockQ&A. I'll leave the hashtag like either in a comment of my own or in the description, so you can just copy paste the hashtag and then write whatever question you have for me in the comment section. But I'll be doing a full Q&A video in October. I'll be featuring your comments and stuff and, you know, just answering all of your questions. Probably not all of them, as I know I'm going to get quite a lot, but hopefully I can get through a lot of the important ones or just some fun questions. The questions can be about anything. They could be about gym. They could be about technology. I don't mind. Anyway, thank you very much for watching as always, and I hope to see you in another video soon. Goodbye.